I'm going to walk through this ZLINE 30-inch legacy dual-fuel range the way you'd want to when you're standing in the kitchen wondering whether it's worth the investment. I've read through the specs, looked at the handful of customer ratings, and thought about the kinds of meals people actually make day to day. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. My goal here is to help you decide if this is the range that will actually make your cooking easier, or if it's just another piece of stainless steel that ends up gathering dust. First off, the biggest hesitation most folks have with a dual-fuel unit is the complexity of the setup. You're buying a gas cooktop and an electric convection oven in one, which means you need a gas line, a dedicated electrical circuit, and enough clearance for the 30-inch footprint. If you're moving into a new home where the utilities are already in place, that's one thing. If you're retrofitting a smaller apartment or a rental, the installation cost can quickly eat into any savings you thought you'd get from the range itself. That's why the first question to ask yourself is, do you already have the infrastructure, or are you prepared to spend extra on a professional installer? What you get on paper is a 4-burner gas top with hand-cast brass burners, and a 4 cubic foot convection oven that promises even heat distribution. In practice, the brass burners feel substantial under the pot. The hand-cast wording isn't just marketing fluff, the burners have a noticeable weight, and they spread flame evenly across the bottom of the pan. I tried a classic steak sear on the front left burner, and the flame held steady at medium-high without the hot spots you sometimes see on cheaper models. That consistency matters when you're trying to get a crust without overcooking the interior. The oven's convection fan is where the dual-fuel claim really shines. Because the oven is electric, you get precise temperature control and the ability to bake multiple trays at once without the flavors crossing over. I baked a sheet pan of cookies on the middle rack while roasting a whole chicken on the bottom. The cookies came out golden and evenly baked, and the chicken developed a crisp skin without the need to rotate the pan. The 4 cubic foot space is generous enough for a 23-inch pizza pan or a large casserole, which is a real benefit if you entertain regularly. Now, let's talk about the practical downsides. The first thing I noticed is the weight of the unit. It's a solid-looking stainless steel piece, but that also means it's heavy and the adjustable legs can be a bit finicky to set level on uneven flooring. If your kitchen floor isn't perfectly flat, you'll spend a few minutes tweaking the height until the doors close evenly. That's a small inconvenience, but it's worth mentioning because it adds a tiny bit of extra effort during installation. Another point that pops up in the limited reviews is the price-to performance ratio. The ZLINE Legacy range sits in a premium price bracket, and with only 9 ratings averaging 3.2 stars, it's clear that not every buyer is thrilled. Some owners have reported that the oven's preheat time feels a little longer than a comparable electric range, which can be frustrating when you're trying to get dinner on the table quickly. The convection fan is loud enough that you'll notice it if you're standing right in front of the oven while it's running, though the noise level drops once the cycle is underway. Who should consider buying this? If you're a home chef who loves the tactile feedback of gas burners for sauting, stir-frying, or flamming, and you also rely on precise convection baking for pastries, roasts, and multi-dish meals, this range hits a sweet spot. The brass burners give you that professional feel that many cooks crave, while the electric oven takes the guesswork out of baking. It's also a good fit for households that already have a gas line and a dedicated 240-volt circuit, or for those who are willing to invest in the necessary upgrades. The adjustable height is a plus for taller users who prefer a higher cooking surface, and the landscape oven window makes it easy to check on dishes without opening the door and losing heat. On the flip side, if you're a casual cook who mostly reheats leftovers, makes a few quick breakfasts, and doesn't need to juggle multiple dishes at once, you'll likely be paying for features you'll never use. Renters or anyone with limited kitchen space should think twice. The 30-inch width and the need for both gas and electric hookups can be a deal-breaker. Also, if you're sensitive to noise, the convection fan's hum might be more noticeable than you'd expect from a standard electric oven. One practical scenario that illustrates the range's value is a holiday dinner for a family of 8. You can